Pressurizing systems were set up and start. Copy, pressurizing first, set up and start. Everything's looking good. Copy, very good. Good details from last burn, and everything is set up and good. Copy, everything set up good. Yes, very good. We are now on final state of the countdown. Copy, final state of countdown, start. Very good. Final on the way. Please set up for 18 systems. Then switch to 8 network. Copy 8 network. Copy 8 network. Yes, very good. 8 network. Keep on C systems. Copy C systems. C systems good. You are now watching a live view from the Soyuz capsule camera here, where it is now not at the ISS yet, but will dock in about 1 hour and 30 minutes from now. Everything is looking good for docking, and everything has been looking good for the last 10 or for the last 15 hours, I think it's been. Everything went well. 2 face burns. One was at 9:30 a.m. Central European, and one was yesterday at 9 p.m. Central European. So everything is looking good, and we are now at this point that we are now getting control on docking systems. So we're now going to go on docking mode. That is in about 20 minutes till docking mode activates, which means we are slowly going to creep down to the ISS. Ja, ik zeker. Ja, ik zeker. And everything is looking good at this point. So we're still going to so it's still going to take a while before we are going to start the docking mode. So let's take a look at what happened yesterday. Let's check out yesterday. We have a countdown of yesterday, as you can see. This is. Let me get the full list of what happened from start to finish. So, if you have a minute. Sorry, excuse me, the countdown. There was a little peep. I'll mute that. So today or yesterday, let's check it out. What happened? This is footage from yesterday. As you can see, the car. First of all, the webcast started with a random car, going to the launch pad, was standing still for maintenance, and then was allowed to come to the vehicle. That was to manufacture and fix the launch pad. And that was an unexpected ride to the launch pad because there was an error with the systems and they had to fix that. Nobody really was on the launch pad because it's Roblox and you can only get 2 people or something. So my alt only did everything. Yeah, and that's a bit what happened. And then we can hear the countdown net. If you want, I'm going to be here. Bye. Okay. Sorry, that was my. So let's scroll a bit through. This was 2 hours and 40 minutes before the launch. You can see the door open. Not really a big event that the door opens. If it was, that was crazy. Let's get Senki live footage actually from what's happening right now under the logo. Or no, let's not do that. Or should we? Yeah. Above the yesterday, we're going to display the live Senki footage. As you can see, it is now getting dark on the live footage. So yeah, that is cool to see. Anyway, here was the rocket getting fixed for its initial launch. Once again, this is the first ever launch by Roblox Tesenki Soyuz. The first launch of Soyuz. And it's already a big step in the community that we came this far. So everything's still running smoothly. At this point, the sun has set, as you may have seen on the screen. Let's go through the astronaut step, which was planned. Let's get through that phase, if we can, if we have. Yeah, we do actually. Let's see what that was. Well, pretty obvious to see. You can see the you can see the team crew there. There was only one, sadly. And this guy is responsible for everything. my old account. The door was opened. You can hear stuff.
Copy, all systems are ready for docking and setup. Copy, systems ready, docking for setup. Copy setup and now S forward. S mode, copy, nominal. Preparing systems for docking. Docking mode activate in about 10 minutes.
As you heard there, docking mode will be activated in 10 minutes. Pretty early, but that's planned, I guess, for the docking. Docking is expected at 11:35, so that's in about an hour and 30 minutes from now. As you can see, this is where this is a preview of what the astronauts are going to stand to test the limits of Soyuz. The big word there from someone.
All systems are now ready for docking. S mode. Copy S mode and now in SAS on for systems 3.5 activate.
And here you can see that was confirmation of mode start. And now you can see that this is a preview of the astronauts that will you see him wave and then he goes upstairs. Remember that normally astronauts would do this. Then they go upstairs.
Systems are now set up for docking. Copy docking to setup. Activate 10 minutes.
Okay, so everything's still looking good for launch. I mean docking. And here is then the footage. Let's skip through. Oh, there was one more event before launch. Well, few, but technically this is an event, big event. The service tower separates from Soyuz, which sets Soyuz clear for launch. And then we go through the launch phase that happens. Let's check that out with audio. Okay. This will be audio from yesterday. The final countdown sequence has started.
Launch.
Зажигание.
Engine ready.
Предварительное.
Engine start.
Engine starts.
Промежуток. Контакт.
Engine start. Full thrust.
Главное. Подъем.
Lift off.
Контакт подъема. Двигатели центрального.
Lift off. MS-01.
Lift off of MS-01.
10 секунд. Параметры системы управления.
Good launch. Control. Good control.
20 секунд. Двигатели первой и второй ступени.
20 seconds. Launch nominal. Right number. Launch.
Ракет.
Now waiting, there it is. Booster separation.
Booster separation.
There's a call out from booster separation.
Есть выключение двигателей
Good
боковых блоков.
separation.
Есть
Launch is
отделение
still
боковых
going on.
блоков.
Standing by.
130 секунд. Стабилизация изделия устойчивая.
Stage. Upper stage. So.
140 секунд. Двигатель второй ступени. Секунд. Параметры конструкции ракет. Управление. Параметры системы.
On the normal state, everything is looking good so far.
Upper stage.
50 нормально.
So.
Upper stage sub, there it
140
is.
секунд. Двигатель второй ступени работает нормально.
Upper stage sub confirmed, good separation.
150 секунд. Параметры конструкции ракеты-носителя в норме.
As expected.
Космического аппарата «Метеор» М номер 2-4 и попутной полезной нагрузки выведен на опорную орбиту.
Of uppers. There's capsule separation.
Separation. Separation stage.
There's separation stage. Next step, solar panel antenna deploys. And that was audio. That was audio from yesterday, of the entire sequence of what happened yesterday, from launch to spacecraft separation, and the phase burn that happened between the coverage. And this was the last moments of the live stream from yesterday. As you can see, very beautiful indeed. And now, let's go over to now. What is visible now on the screens. This is what you can see now. There's a little dot on the middle of the screen that stands for the ISS. The ISS is right here at this point. We cannot see it yet very good, but we are able to see it if it's possible in the dark. So if we zoom in a little bit, there is a small chance we can see it, but there's not a high chance due to far distance. Target distance is at the moment 2,954 meters. So not that close yet, but it's coming closer and closer by the second, so we can see it, but not now. So if the camera can zoom in, we have control of the camera. There you can see, if we higher the exposure, that is the International Space Station. So we are also not that far away, but we are also not that close from the capsule, from the ISS. So even though we are not close, we are also not far away, because this is a very high zoom, so that's why. So if we zoom all the way in, there it is right here, but you cannot really see it. So that's why. Maybe if you zoom in here, you can still see it a little bit, but it's still hard to see. So we can see it a little bit better if we indeed come closer to it. And the speed is, so there's no movement on distance yet. There will be in a short amount of time. So once again, if you're just joining us, we are live here for the docking coverage of Soyuz. And everything is still looking good for docking today. So, no panic yet. The distance is now going higher and higher, as we might have the confirmation at any point of docking mode start. So that means that we are now going to go closer to the ISS, which is very good. So the target distance speed is now 6 miles per second. It's slowing down each time. That's due to the lack of system working. So it can slow down at any point, but there's no need for any slow points at this point. We do have a planned 20-meter stop, but that's like 30 seconds, so.
Okay, we are now in docking mode, so everything is looking good.
There we go, confirmation that the docking mode has started, which means we are now going closer and closer to the International Space Station as we speak. Everything is still looking good for docking at 11:30, so that's not yet, but it's getting closer and closer to that docking point, so everything is still looking good for docking.
No system fault occurring. Docking at 11 a.m. Central European and 12 Moscow time.
That's good news. 12 Moscow time, which is 11 Central European time for docking of Soyuz. So that's in about 40 minutes from now. Maybe because it's at 2,941 meters. That's pretty close. That's, once again, not too far away. Because I just got confirmation that it should, if it was going to be at 11:30, it would be now at 4,442 meters. And that's now not the case. So it should get closer and closer as we speak. We should even be able to see the ISS in the next few minutes. That could be the case. Once again, that's not sure of when that is going to happen because of the system test. Everything is still going in its nominal state. Everything is still working as expected, so no problems at this point. So that's very great news. So once again, there are no problems at this point. Everything has started to move now, so we are getting closer and closer to the ISS as we speak. Once again, if you're just joining us, we are seeing live views from the from space nearby the International Space Station. So everything is still looking good. If you're just joining us, we are live for the docking. Everything's looking good at this point. So remember, in 40 minutes, docking will occur. That could be earlier or later, depending on what's going on. It's a bit quiet now in mission control as we speed up. Target distance is indeed getting closer to the ISS at this point. At this point of the countdown, we are now getting closer to the ISS, which is very good news. Systems are still looking great. We are just a little bit quiet here to see what will happen or what's going on. Once again, if you're just joining us, everything is still looking good for docking. Target distance is at this point 2,410, which is now lowering at this second. Everything is still looking good for docking today at 11 a.m. Might be a blip early, unlike yesterday. That's expected. So once again, if you're just joining us, yesterday we had a beautiful launch from Kazakhstan Roblox of Soyuz MS-01, and that's now underway to the International Space Station with the target distance of 2,245 and now lowering at this second. So that means docking is expected at around 11, could be earlier or later depending on what's going on. But for now, everything is still looking good. It might even be earlier, like 10 minutes, but that we will see that. Rotation devices are still looking good and still functioning. Target distance is now 2,180, lowering at the second. Everything is still going as expected. No problems occurring at this point. Once again, if you're just joining us, we are now lower than 2,000 meters away from the ISS. We may even be able to see it, but there's no guarantee for that. It is lowering faster, and that's planned.
Now lower than 2000, everything is going as expected, and now we are docking expected at 10:55. Not exactly. Copy, not exactly 10:55, but looking good for docking.
This once again, it could be maximally 1 hour earlier, which was the original plan for 11:30, so it could be in 3 minutes if it was faster, but of course it wouldn't, because it cannot. But it can be at 45, there's still a chance for that. Depending on how far it will be. This rocket is extremely fast, unlike real life rockets, so we are relaxed.
Okay, everything is now lower than 1,600, so we are now good for docking at 10:54, but not exactly. No more dates or exact times. Just checking on every systems. It's looking good.
Lowering down now on 1,500 and lowering. So everything is still looking good at this point, and everything, yeah, is still looking good at this point. So we are on time for docking at 10:55, around 10:55, not exact. It could be earlier, of course, but there is a small chance it could be now. We might even have a night docking, depending on what's the case here. It does seem to look like that, so very good to see.
Okay, docking procedure is nominal. We are now lower than 1,500, even lower than 1,200. So everything is looking good for docking.
That's a good confirmation. Everything is still looking good for docking, but the speed is now slowing down to prevent any accidents on the ISS with small space junk. You're now lower than 1,000, so sun is going to rise in the next few minutes, or could. We are now lowering down, so speed is also going slower.
This is ISS Station Houston. We can see the Soyuz from the ISS. Okay, copy. Everything is going well at this point.
Okay, everything is going well at this point from ISS Houston, from the ISS, so that's great news. If docking occurs in the next 30 minutes, hatch opening will be at 12. Or earlier, depending on what's going on. Teams out mission control now planning for docking expected at 45 or later. Teams out mission control now planning for docking expected at 45 or later. Everything's still looking good at this point, so we are expecting docking at 45 or later if you're just joining us.
Okay, expect docking at random time. Under 10 minutes till expected 20-meter point.
You heard under 10 minutes till expected 20-meter points.
Okay, Houston, we can see Soyuz from ISS clearly now. Copy. This is Houston, copy. Okay, docking expected in the next 10 minutes. Copy, 10 minutes to docking. Confirmed.
As you can see, we are now near the docking port, which means we are just about 10 to 5 minutes away from docking, as we are now 152 meters away from the target. So please stand by. We might not hear it from the Russian translation as much. So only English commentary will be, English translation will be available. So, yeah. We are now slowing down and coming closer to the initial target. So expect docking in just a bit under a few. Bit like a few minutes from now. We'll see a 20-minute point or 20-meter point. If not, that's also okay, because we don't expect much for the next few. Okay, the station will now come closer to the spacecraft. So we could see docking at any point from now. So expect docking or 20-minute point soon. 20-meter point soon. As you can see, the quality of the video is increasingly. Don't want to go there real fast, so they are slowing down a ton to make sure their accurate speed, not only speed is good, but also the target to the line is good. So they're slowing down a bit to make sure that the target is aligned. You can see a little bit of moving there. There you go. Also a bit aligning there. As you can see, they need to go exactly through the target so they don't miss out on anything. Expect the 20-meter point hold. Coming soon.
No, okay, confirmation, no 20-meter hold needed. So everything is go for docking. Please do align with the target, please. Auto docking activated. Copy, auto docking activated to align.
As you can see, they are now going to dock. Let's see. Nee. Hoezo zouden we het nu koud hebben? Echt? Oh, dat heb ik niet eens door gehad. Okay, expect docking in the next few minutes.
Okay, expect docking next few minutes. Everything is go for docking. Ja. Nu even een uurtje. Nee. Dat komt wel. Komt weg? Onderweg met de boot?
Ja. Onderweg.
Dan moet je zeggen waarvoor.
Ik zelf gisteren.
Oh, dan zijn ze eindelijk vertrokken.
ding is wel goor. Kijk, het is gewoon goor. Het is echt wel goor.
Everything looks good.
Yes, kom er even.
Antenna docking deploy. Soft capture ring deployed and now extended. Zoiets, ja, nu even heel erg. Okay, expect docking at this point. Holding by docking. Last checks are completed. No waiting for final go procedure. Okay, we are now go to proceed. Soft capture confirmed. Soft capture confirmed. Good dock.
Okay, as you can see, we have docking there. Beautiful views there. As we see the rocket. Now soft capture, as you can see. Bit laggy feed, of course, since we don't have the auto. Everything is looking great, as you can see there. Now waiting for hard capture in about 5 minutes. So what they will do in just a few moments time, they will close the capsule in so that it's fully aligned. That should be in about 3 minutes. Please stand by. So in 3 minutes expected to now then fully dock to the space station. Which, well, it will align itself and then still. So beautiful docking at 10:48. SAS will be turned off at this time. That is to control the vehicle. That's now. Okay, it should align itself in the next few minutes. SAS will be turned off. Yeah. So, once again, when hard capture is confirmed, we should see the SAS thing turn off. So they will now close the capsule, and as you can see, ja, ik kan zo wel mee, trouwens.
Hoe laat?
Hoe laat gaan we?
Nou, hij is om,
Wat? Nee, de tijd dat ik niet mee.
hij is om 11 uur pas open.
Ja, ik kan om 11:30.
Half 12 goed voor jou.
Ja, ik kan om 11:30. Prima.
Wil je alsjeblieft 3 dagen lang niet bestellen? Nee? Leo? Ik heb spanning in mijn lijf die niet weggaat.
En dat is de dag dat ik niet wil, moet ik mee.
Ja, ik wil ook niet. Maar dan kunnen we misschien meteen het avondeten halen. Dat we dan niet meer weg hoeven, Ede.
Ja.
Misschien is dat verstandig.
Oké, we're waiting for hard capture. Nog een kwartier of zo en dan ben ik klaar met de eerste helft. En daar...
maar gewoon half.
Ja.
Hard capture confirmed. We are now officially docked to the International Space Station.
Good news there. We are now officially docked to the International Space Station, as you all as well can see on the live screen. So hatch will be opened in about an hour from now. So we still have a lot of time left till that happens. Once again, everything is still looking good. As you can see, an amazing docking. Hard capture at 10:53. That's good news. Final checkouts are expected to be around Okay, so hatch opening, sorry for the interruption. Hatch opening should be in about an hour from now, actually. So we hear some stuff. Tring, we got money. So everything is still going as expected. Everything is working as expected. So no issues at this point. Once again, great liftoff. Yesterday, and a great docking as well. So we are now waiting for final checks of the vehicle. So we are now losing sinking feet, but that will come back shortly if we have a minute. So once again, you just watched live footage of the hatch opening, or I mean docking, of the spacecraft. So good news indeed for the entire team. So if you're just joining us, we had docking from the spacecraft at 10:48, which was hard capture at 10:53. So we're just waiting on video from the capsule following the successful docking. There it is. There's again live footage from the capsule following its docking. So once again, successful docking occurred at 10:48, following the hard capture at 10:53. As you can see now, this is the live view from the capsule, as we had docking earlier today. And that was a great launch from First of all, it began with the great launch from the launch site, following the docking today. Before docking, we had 2 phase burns. One was at 9 p.m. yesterday, and the last one was at 9:30 a.m. This morning, Central European. So once again, if you're just joining us, we had successful docking of Soyuz, if you were from yesterday. Great launch indeed, of course, as you saw yesterday. And today, a great docking. So we're now waiting for some call-outs.
Everything is looking good at this point. Standing by. Copy. Check. Rocket. Check rocket. Good. Check high-low systems. Okay. Pressurizing. We are now pressurizing. Pressurizing for launch. For a hatch opening. Now 1 hour till hatch opening. Copy. 1 hour till hatch opening. Houston. This is Houston. Soyuz has docked to the International Space Station. We have successfully docked Soyuz to the International Space Station. Robert. Copy. Okay, good. Pitch roll. There it is. If was error, please stand by. Everything's going well at this point. Everything is going as expected. Everything's nominal. Everything's going as expected. All is nominal. SAS has been turned off to prevent rotating, stop motion and explosion. Everything is still going as expected. Copy.
So Soyuz is docked. at the same port that Artemis always docked. That is the first time that that happens, and will be also, I think, the last time, possibly. So that's why the American commanders and people will also be configuring this here. So this is docked to the PMA2. If you don't know what that is, that can. So everything is still looking good at this point. The welcome ceremony, again, if you're just joining us. We are live. We are going to see some ISS footage shortly. Footage from the International Space Station shortly of the camera, one of the cameras on the International Space Station covering that hatch opening, but that won't be yet. But we could see it at any point of time at this point. This footage could be also delayed. So we are going to have a little break from the coverage. So while we are trying to get the footage from the ISS. Which once again could be there at any point of time. And there it is. Live footage from the hatch. But as we're going to take a little break from the coverage, because we are going to so that's all for now. We are going to take a little break. We will see you back in about 20 or 30 minutes. While you can see the people opening the hatch. So I'll leave it over to the sound and the mechanic and all that stuff. You can already hear it. We will be back in about, let's say, what was it again? What should we say? Anyway, enjoy. We will be back. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to live coverage here of Soyuz MS-01. We are now 55 minutes away from the launch of the Senki rocket from the Soyuz rocket from the company Senki in Kazakhstan, Roblox. As you can see, the rocket is standing right next to me. As you can see, very cool indeed. There it is. Hello there, everyone. That's me in Roblox. Let's see if we can have the broadcast Senki footage. There it is. Bitlock's loading there on that screen, but everything is still looking good for a launch today. We are now 54 minutes away, as you can see on the clock on the bottom left of your screen. This launch is based on a test flight, so there are no astronauts here on this launch. This is a test flight to see what capabilities Soyuz can do, and docking is as well scheduled for tomorrow at around 12. So 12's confirmed about a few hours ago. Due to the 15-minute delay of the launch, the docking is also 2 hours later because of that. So yeah. Meanwhile, that everything is still looking good for a launch today, and everything is going in hands. If you may have seen a few hours ago, if you're just tuning in, this is the Soyuz rocket of MS-1. If you were here earlier, by the way, not way earlier, but earlier, you could have seen the pre-setup of what they would do if astronauts were there. So interesting indeed. But now it is launch day. If you have seen way earlier, about 10 or 9 hours before the launch, you have seen that we have prepared the Soyuz rocket for launch. And as you can see here behind me, the Soyuz Moscow or Kazakhstan people now preparing itself for launch. Everything is still looking good for today's launch, and we are now 52 minutes away. As you can see, this is a live view there from the Senki coverage of the Soyuz rocket, started about a T-minus 5 hours before the launch. And also an earlier stream, 10 or 9 hours before the launch, we discussed every part of the rocket and what capabilities it does on the launch pad and on the rocket. As you can hear behind me, the mission control, and here, the rocket. So the so the service tower, excuse me, is about to retract in about 20 minutes from now. We won't have live footage from our TSP cams, but we will stay with Senki coverage for that. Interesting. And as you can see, the launch is now continuing to fill, and everything has been filled for launch on the rocket, but the ground tanks are still in work. As you have seen earlier, cars went, everything, chaos went from many things. So let's actually see, as you can see, the Senki coverage. Very cool to see indeed, all this. And this is, once again, this is live views from Senki coverage, so no TSP cams right now, but this is from Senki coverage. As you can see, the car is about to go. And that's the last car leaving the launch pad. One car will come back in a short time. That's another car. And that will also leave shortly after. So once again, like I said, another call will come soon, but leave shortly after it came. So once again, if you're just joining us, you're seeing live views from Soyuz for the MS-01 mission. We plan to launch more rockets in the future of Soyuz, as this is the first ESA launch streamed on TSP, and also the first actual launch coverage here on TSP as well. This was originally planned to be the what was it to be? STS-87. That was originally planned for March 9th, but then scheduled for many other dates, and now it is at TBD. We will also be live for that when it happens. But for now, anyway, it's looking good for the launch. We are now 48 minutes and 50 seconds. Let's talk more about the rocket with our TSP cams, if we have them. Give me a minute. If we can get one of our TSP cams, give me a minute. And there you go. That's live views from one of our TSP cams. Well, we put Senki coverage on there, so let's see what the rocket is capable of.
Okay, everyone.
Let's actually go to the top, as you can see
Welcome back,
here.
everyone, to the live stream here. As you may have
Shit, guys.
As you may have seen right now, the hatch is being opened. It's going to take a little longer than I anticipated. So, hatch opening will happen later today, and that will be planned. So, hatch opening. So the first half of hatch opening has now occurred. But the hatch is. We are going to have the open ceremony in a few hours' time. So we will be back at around 1 p.m. We will be live at 1 p.m. for the welcome ceremony, but there's nobody to welcome. So we're just going to have a little press conference of this mission. So, okay. So the hatch is going to open when the live stream has started. So then the hatch will open, and then we will have a little press conference to see how it looks like, what's going on. So we will be back for coverage later today. Senki will still stay live for hatch opening the entire time. Only the International Space Station is going to have a little lunch break. So they will now go away. As you can see, they are walking away, and we're going to. I think they're going to. Yep, they are now going to switch to that cow. We are going to be back in about a few hours from now, so we are happy to see you soon. Thank you for coming for this docking coverage, and we will see you soon. All systems are now checked for hatch opening in a few hours. ISS, good luck with your lunch break. Thank you very much.